Welcome back to Cedar Valley Today. Joining me today is Mr. Spiro Stamboulis and Mr. Brian Eady, both respectively the producer and director of their new movie that will be premiering tonight by the name of This Day Forward. So you guys, thanks so much for coming in. We're so excited to have you guys. This movie is super central to kind of what our show is all about here, Cedar Valley Today. Since you guys kind of had this movie filmed and took place in the Cedar Valley itself, just thanks so much for coming in and sitting down and talking to me.
Thank you. Love it.
So for our audience, can you guys just give us a brief synopsis of your movie?
Yeah, I think that the briefest synopsis is how is your faith affected when the unimaginable hits? And this one's centered around an illness, a true story centered around a family that faces illness, but there's a universality to the question of that unimaginable, and so we just follow a family through their journey of this cancer diagnosis.
How unique of an experience was it for you guys to have the Wartburg students that you did have kind of work with you on this project?
It was great.
It was great. So I worked directly with all the students, and it was a very different experience than any other movie that I've worked on before, because primarily they were really helping us. I mean, they were key components. Because of our budgetary constraints, we couldn't afford to have a full crew of production people. And then when you are paying people, you're saying, hey, well, you're a PA, you're going to do whatever we need to get done to get the movie done. But this was a collaborative thing. So they came and we allowed them to learn different areas. But we couldn't say, hey, listen, you got to go do this, because they were helping us and we were helping them. So it was very different. And it was exciting because it gave me an opportunity to kind of be a little more of a mentor. I didn't go to film school. I learned on the fly. So being able to do that and kind of, interview all the kids and see what they wanted to do, and then we tried to put them in those areas. And then we let them kind of rotate, which, again, from a production standpoint, someone gets really good at something and then they move to another area. You're like, oh, but you were so good here. But the whole point of it is kind of a, double benefit. So they get to learn and we get to have people help us and pull off the movie.
And I'll just add to that real quick. As a graduate of Wartburg, these opportunities weren't available to me when I was exploring whether I wanted to go into the industry. So it was always in the back of my mind, this inspiration to hopefully be able to bring something back for the future students. So it was incredibly rewarding for me to be able to come here and say, okay, now whatever you want to explore, you can get dirty and get that experience and not wonder what it's like, but get real world experience. So that part was great for me.
And like you said, this story features Mike and Jennifer Jensen are your main characters, both alumni from Wartburg. Was it challenging to kind of take their real life experiences and transfer that onto the screen?
It was brutal. It was terrible. I mean, so I went to college with Mike and Jen, so I graduated from Wartburg in 1996 as well, and have been able to follow their journey over the last 20 some odd years over Facebook from afar, and was just inspired by how he was able to get back up each week as a worship leader at a large church while facing this kind of a challenge. So when we met with them, they were incredibly honest and open about what their journey has been. And we were really intentional about incorporating as many true elements of their life, their home, Waverly, Wartburg, all those kind of resources.
All the good stuff, all the challenges, having a family.
Authentic.
Very real.
To keep it authentic. It was a huge challenge, but a rewarding one.
What was kind of the baseline in the beginning of where you thought, these people's stories would make a great movie?
Mm-hmm. Well, it started. So the movie was produced ultimately by our church, my church in Beverly Hills, All Saints Episcopal Church. And we had made a short film a year ago and decided that we wanted to take on a larger project and do a feature film. And so as we were exploring what that story might be, there was a turn in the Jensen story that I had seen on Facebook. And so I pitched it to the group and I said, I think that this is the story that's the perfect kind of storyline for us. And so I reached out to Jen to see if she would be open to sharing it, and it kind of unfolded from there.
Yeah, it's one of those things as well, though. Although it's about their family and what they're dealing with in cancer, it's really not. It's more general, because what it is anybody that's had some kind of difficulty, like Brian said, any challenge, a loss of a loved one, a loss of a job or a home or something unimaginable. How do you deal with it? And then how do you deal with it and get up every day and still remain positive and faithful to your God and to your community? So it's pretty powerful.
All right, and this next question is just going to be, what were your guys' favorite experiences working on this movie?
I mean, to me, it was, we knew that we wanted to honor the true elements of this story. And along the journey, working with the Jensen family and all the people here in the community, and then you saw that trust grow as the project went on. Like, that was probably my favorite part of it. It's like because we came rolling in, and they don't know most of us from, these guys coming in from Los Angeles. And by the end of that, for them to see that we were true to it, we honored it, that was incredibly rewarding for me. Yeah.
Well, it was also being able to give back. It was unlike any other project because, you want to go somewhere if you shoot a movie and you want the community to be behind you, but it was, we had no resistance from anybody. Once they realized that we were sincere in our story, we just didn't roll in like a bunch of Hollywood morons, that we really cared about this story and making movies and involving the school and the community. It was just like, it was embracing. Everybody was so, I kind of say the same thing, that it was the overall experience of feeling the community support us and welcome us. So it was cool.
Awesome. How did the funding work for this project?
Well, the bulk of it came from a handful of parishioners in our church back home that wanted to see this story get made, wanted to bring it out to the world. And then the rest of it was supplemented by an enormous amount of in-kind donations, which is why it was such a blessing for us to be here. I think we tallied at the end of the shoot that we had 3,300 donated meals while we were here.
Wow.
From Wartburg and restaurants and Hy-Vee and individual
churches and individuals and
I think we had 600 donated nights of lodging. We had 20 some odd donated locations.
Yeah, locations,
props.
Food, props. I mean, manpower. I mean, we extras that came and sat around. Or they didn't get paid. Production people, the students, the community, the teachers, the town, even the police officers. They're
in the movie.
They're in the movie.
Dealerships. They're in the movie.
The dealerships. I mean, everybody really rallied. It was such a blessing.
And as we mentioned, movie's premiering tonight. It'll be showing over the course of the next couple of weeks. What do you guys have to say to folks at home that are maybe thinking about going to see it?
I think that they're going to be really proud of their community, of how it's portrayed, of the people. It's a celebration of this rallying around this family that has needed this kind of support, and this family that's also given a lot to the community. And I think that to come see, they'll see their churches. Brian Miller at the Baptist Church was fantastic. I think they'll just come and see. They're like, oh, I know that place. I was there. I sat in the pew for this scene, and it's a celebration.
Well, plus it's also one of those things that, because it is such a heavy, true story, that you might come out and go, oh my God, it's really depressing. But Brian and the writer both, they executed something that allows you to, you're gonna cry. I don't care who you are, you're gonna cry because it's so real and raw, but it also has all these moments of joy and happiness where you laugh
and hope.
So it's a real roller coaster. I think that going to it, you're gonna feel the emotions of everything from sadness to happiness to, and I think everyone, one way or another, can relate to what's going on in their life with what the Jensen family dealt with. It may not be cancer, it may be something else, but I think that going to it, they're gonna have a great experience, especially a family experience. Being able to experience it's different than a lot of the movies out there.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time that we're going to have for today. Thank you guys so much for coming in and
thank you.
Giving me such a great interview. We'll be coming right back after the break.